Parma wallaby is really an incredible wallaby. It's Australia's smallest wallaby, and it hadn't been seen for decades until the 1960s when it was actually rediscovered near Gosford, north of Sydney. Until then, it was only known from a very small island in New Zealand where it had been luckily introduced to. So we're up in the beautiful Blue Mountains at a private property owned by Peter Piggott. Peter actually rescued a population from New Zealand many, many decades before, and so today we're looking at that population of wallabies.
My name is Peter Piggott. Not a very interesting name, but we've been involved in some interesting projects over the last 70 years. I said, I'll build the fences, I'll build the dams, I'll fly the animals over and see if we can breed them and save the species. So that's the introduction to something that occupied over 54 years of my life. I'm not a scientist, but I just love the work.
The population up in the Blue Mountains is about 200. Those animals are going to be really important for the future of the Parma wallaby. The longer term vision is to re-establish the Parma wallaby within feral-free safe havens up and down the east coast of New South Wales. It's really important to protect species like the Parma wallaby because of the role they play in ecosystems. Even in this beautiful garden, we can see the effects of Parma wallabies digging in the landscape. It's created conditions for water to penetrate the soil surface. We can even see germination of seeds in those diggings. It's creating these little micro-habitats for the regeneration of nature. Australia's record in protecting native species is pretty dismal. We've lost over 40 species, and that's largely due to foxes and feral cats, but also land clearing and fragmentation of landscape. So we've got to do everything we can in our power to try and reverse extinction.
I hope that all Australian native wildlife will continue. Not just the Parma wallaby, just all Australian wildlife. There are many more animals in Australia that are endangered and need attention from the government and from the people who are interested in looking after them.
Government in Australia can do so much more to protect native mammals. They can strengthen our nature laws. The habitat required for our wildlife to live in is so vital, and if we don't have it, we can't bring animals back to those landscapes. So what everyday Australians can do, hop onto the WWF-Australia website and look at the My Backyard tool. This tool gives you a bit of an idea of some of the threatened species that might be in your backyard. This is what Peter Piggott did back in the 1950s. They realised that Parma wallabies were once in this landscape, and they went out and found a population, and they've restored them to this area. I think that's a powerful message. One person can do so much good for wildlife by knowing what's in their backyard and potentially what's missing from that landscape, and doing everything they can to support the return, the restoration of that animal.